What's on? What's on? Let's see what's on. What's on tonight? What's on? Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Welcome. Welcome back to another episode of What's On.
Hi.
You said that. Okay, I'm dancing in and out of the thing. So, yeah, I can see that I'm dancing in and out of it. Go over a little bit. Let me come over a little bit more. There, that should do it. That okay. Do you feel out of it?
No.
Alrighty. Yeah, we are using um a different camera, so we look kind of weak. We look different.
Yes.
Yeah, totally different. Alrighty. So this week, young man has a couple shows he wants to talk about. He has
All I got is two shows.
oh,
Okay.
he got a couple shows.
Okay, couple all the time. But no, we got two shows to talk about because I don't know how else to put this other than to say
Okay.
Usagi Chronicles, which is about a bunny who wants to be a samurai. Now, all the characters in this are either animals based on Japanese gods or animals based on folklore. So, to be honest with you, I love this show. I know it's for kids, but this show was great. Okay, so Usagi, like I said, he wants to be a legendary samurai like his uncle,
Who is a bunny samurai?
who was a bunny legendary samurai who,
Okay.
in his mind, has defeated all of the evil and locked them away for 1,000 years. So, in training or trying to become a hero of that stature, he accidentally releases the villain who his ancestor kept locked away. And then they decide that they're going to try to take over the city or basically the world at large. But one of the villains that were freed changes or turns a new leaf and trains Usagi herself. It's a she. And it's a bird. And it's beautiful. Now, my favorite character is the monkey of the group because he literally snaps his fingers like this and is very funny. He's the humor of the entire series. But please listen, check it out, please.
What's the name again?
Usagi Chronicles, Samurai Saga.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then the next show, Senior Year. I watched it. It came out. I saw it, Rebel Wilson. I see you, girl. Can I just say this? Rebel Wilson, for all it's worth, I have seen the weight loss journey. I saw it in this movie. You have done well. I'm so proud of you. Because, ma'am, you look beautiful in this movie. It's just amazing. Great outfit choices, but we got to get to the premise. So, I've already went over 3 minutes. But, Rebel Wilson is basically this high school girl who had a dream about basically being the top girl, the it girl that everybody wants to be like, and popular, and basically the everything. So in that dream, she actually ends up becoming the cheerleading captain. Because if I didn't say captain, she would crucify me. But then she kind of becomes like a little dictator to the team, and they don't like her attitude. So the other girl who's popular, Trixie, mm-hmm,
Trixie.
ain't all that, but
Mm-hmm.
Trixie decides to make on the big cheer day an accident happen. Except the two twin girls that she hires or talks to do it go overboard, and when they flip her in the air, they don't catch her. They let her fall all the way down.
She bashed her head.
Because of this, she ends up in a very serious coma for
20 years.
20 years? Yeah, 20 years. So she's 37.
Mm-hmm.
So she's 37. And the funny part about this is because she's 37 and she's been in a coma, everything around her has changed.
Well, that's true.
Cell phones come out,
Mm-hmm.
cars that are very more radio stations inside of them come out, aux cords, different education. Her friend that she clearly didn't respect as much when she was younger, she becomes the principal. And that is one of the most interesting things to say, because it even took me a minute to just think about, wow, how that just transpired.
20 years.
And then in her school, there's no bullying, there's
No anymore.
winning,
Not anymore.
there's no winning,
There's no number one.
there's no nothing, there's no need to be a number one, because
Because everybody's number one.
everybody's a winner. And I'm just like, wow.
Well, that was the
It
point in
reminded
schools.
me of the Canada days where they said that if they used to do sports in Canada and they have these rules where everybody's a winner, no one's left out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the man that really liked her back in the day, Sam is his
Name?
his name in the show. I don't remember his real name, but he's in a couple of things we've watched. He ends up becoming the librarian. Oh my God! In the show, just saying in the show, he really let himself go. So that's all I'm gonna say. But senior year is actually pretty funny. Okay, it's good. Just check it out. I'm going. I've spent too much time.
Okay, another thing.
I was told to cut.
What's the?
I cut.
Okay.
No.
All right, senior year. Check it out. It's very funny. 37 years old, coming out of coma and reliving all the experiences that she never got to live when before she went into the hospital. Alrighty, we're gonna start with Netflix tonight. I am gonna start with Netflix today. All the shows that I watched. The first one I watched was The Takedown. It The Takedown. It stars Omar Sy, Laurent Lafitte. I cannot say this girl name. I'm gonna call her I'm not gonna say her name. I'm sorry. I can't say it. It's French. It's a body comedy. It's filmed in France, and it's dealing with issues. Most of the issues that we are dealing with here in America, a lot of it is being dealt with in France also, because they have a big African American population who's coming into the country from Africa. Some of them are coming in of age now who were born in France. So it's a body comedy with two police officers. One is like a captain, and the other one is just like a corporal. But the one that's a corporal wants to be more. He wants to be a big shot police. It's funny. It's really good. I liked it. I enjoyed watching it. They went to a town to find out what happened to. There was some drugs, and I'm not gonna try and give it away. So they went to another part of France, and there they met up with the people who were willing to bring back the Hitler regime. So yeah, that is the Takedown.
Takedown, man.
Yeah. Okay. The other movie I watched. The Takedown is a movie. The other movie I watched was Operation Mincemeat.
What?
Yes. Operation Mincemeat stars Colin Firth, Matthew McFadden, Jason Isaacs, and those are the three gentlemen that star, and Kelly MacDonald. Operation Mincemeat, they need to fake out the Germans, make the Germans believe that they are going to attack Greece instead of attacking Sicily. So they have come up with this elaborate plan where they're gonna send in false information, and because the top one of the top operators for Germany is there, and he's eye on the ball, and he misses nothing. He will be able to give the false information to the leading German person that Hitler trusts, so that they can make the operation go through and have the outcome that they wish to have, because they need to attack Sicily in order to stop the invading forces that that Germany is sending. And they don't want him to know, because if he finds out that they're gonna send a force to Sicily, he's gonna counter by sending his force there, and the war will stretch out and continue.
That's a big war too.
That's a lot of stuff.
Man.
So they used the Bletchley crew in this also. There's also a series about the Bletchley crew, code breakers on I think it might be on Netflix. Bletchley crew. In between all of this subterfuge that they are trying to work on the Germans, there is love. People's life are falling apart because people are going after war, people falling in love with people who they're not supposed to fall in love with, wives leaving husband. It's a whole thing, and there's potentially a spy in the entire mix who is putting a screw in the old works. So that's Operation Mincemeat. Operation Mincemeat is made in England, so the English shows take a little longer time to percolate. So you have to have the time. It's actually it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours and much. So it's a real it will take some time. Takedown is fast, quick. It just move like that. So yeah. So those are 2 movies that you can watch. My docu-series this week is Dr. Klein.
Dr. Klein.
He's an infertility doctor, and quite a few women went to him because they were having reproductive issues.
Okay.
What came out of most of it was that the problem was not with the women. The problem was with the husbands. The husbands were the ones who were firing blanks in some cases, and some of the husbands had low sperm count. So he was talking to the wives and examining them and stuff, and the husbands would bring in a vial of their sperm. So because doing it the old-fashioned way wasn't eating the egg. So I don't know what they take it. What if infertility doctor does? He probably puts it in a syringe, and I don't know. It goes nearer to the egg and fertilizes the egg. So when they came in to have all of those procedures done, he was a doctor that they dealt with, and he did their inseminations, and they went home, and after the required period, 6 weeks, I think, insemination. 6 weeks, I think. Okay. And they are pregnant, and they have their baby. And years later, the baby discover that the father is not their father. So that's Dr. Klein. That docu-series is called Our Father. So you follow the babies, the first baby who realized that something was wrong with all of this magic that Dr. Klein was working. And then she went down the rabbit hole and found nearly 66 other magical children that were birthed by Dr. Klein. Oh my God, that man.
Nasty man.
That man.
I'll help you.
He kept quoting a scripture, so I am not going to
I'll help you out.
He kept quoting a scripture of what he said. That was why he did it. But they were so. When they found out, some of them found out that he was their father, they were so disgusted. They were so angry. They're complaining that some of them have some birth problems, not birth problems, because most of them were. The ones that were born were perfect, for the most part perfect, but they have some autoimmune problem, and he has to this day he has not
claimed them.
Yeah, he has not said that he's daddy. And a lot of them didn't know who their father were, but they did. Quite a few of them grew up with another gentleman who they thought was their father. So
Well, he was a father figure, so give
He
me.
was a father figure, yeah. All right, the next series. This is a series I kept remember. I mentioned it a couple times. The Lincoln Lawyer. It has finally arrived on Netflix. It stars Manuel Garcia Rufo. Um, I always say Neve Campbell, and Becky Newton. Campbell as Maggie McPherson, Becky Newton as Lorna, sorry, why am I calling her Laura? Lorna. Angus Sampson was the investigator, and he's dating the second wife, who is Lorna, because Mickey Alla was married to Maggie McPherson and Lorna at, two different times. Lisa Gay Hamilton played the judge. Krista Warner played his daughter. Christopher Gorham Trevor, he played the tech startup magnate who is accused of killing his wife,
Okay.
or his ex-wife, and her lover.
Wow.
And yeah, Jazz Ray Cole plays Izzy. That's her name. Jazz Ray Cole plays Izzy. She's she's the driver. This is something that they changed from the book, from the first movie. I'm gonna call it the first movie. They changed the driver from a man to a woman, but they kept them still African American, black. The most part, and for the most part, it was an okay series to me, because I don't know, it felt like rinse and repeat of the first one. The client was the client that he was fighting for was also a rich client. In the first movie, the client was a rich client also, but the rich client had actually committed the murder, and he had actually gotten the rich client off. And in the first movie, he got this rich client off. In the second movie, he just had to change the circumstances of why he was accused of murder. He also, in the first movie, he had a guy plead to being guilty and going to jail. In the second one, he also had a guy who pled and ended up in jail and was serving time in jail, and he had to run around and find a witness to tell him the reason why the guy was in jail. To me, it was just a little two part. Then they had a side story of they had a couple side stories which I could have seen on any television. There was nothing really great, fabulous, fantastic. There was nothing really fabulous and grabbing.
It was just regular.
It was just a regular TV series I could have watched on any television channel. That's what my thought was on this. There's nothing. There was nothing in it. Nothing extra. So yeah, if they bring back another series, fine. If they don't bring it back, I don't care. All right, next channel. I watched a couple things on Amazon Prime. I watched Love and Monsters, the movie. It's a movie from 2021. It starred Dylan O'Brien as Joel and Ariana Greenblatt. Joel Dawson, sorry, and Ariana Greenblatt as his love interest. In this movie, Earth is overrun by giant creatures like giant frogs, giant crabs. Anything that used to be small is now humongous, and their meal of choice is humans. So humans have gone underground trying to hide from the bugs, the poison snakes, everything wants to have a nice snack of human. So Dylan O'Brien went into the shelter. They were running, and his parents got killed. So he's been in the shelter nearly 10 years. He went into the shelter when he was he was about 18, and he has been in there till now. He's 27. So he's scared of everything. He's so scared he can't even fire the bow and arrow to save his life. But he has decided that he's gonna take matters into his own hands, and go meet the girl that he has been in love with for years.
Yes.
So this is his adventure going. The girl is basically like, I don't remember how much miles I said away she was. Like she's about like 30 miles away. So if he can survive all the bugs that are trying to eat him, he will make it to meet the girl, and have a fabulous reunion, and we'll see how
Be
that
rejected.
goes. Okay. Love and Monsters. It's on Amazon Prime. Okay, The Marksman. My second show from Amazon Prime. A young boy was walking was in Mexico, and he saw them grabbing up his uncle, and he went over and he told his mother, and his mother said, "We got to go." But apparently, what was happening was the uncle was stealing money from the cartel, or the drug lord. It wasn't a cartel; it was a drug lord. Somebody, it was probably a cartel, and one of the guys from the cartel that the uncle was stealing the money from. So the mother and the little boy run away, and they came through the fence. But the fence has a barbed wire fence, not a barbed wire, it's a fence that they can't just walk across anymore. So they had to find a little place, and by the time they run across, the bad men were on their tail. And the mother came across, and she told Liam Neeson, who plays the farmer, who is having money problems, that whatever she has, she will give it to him to help them to go on their way. And he's telling her, "No, I can't do that. I have to call ICE." In the midst of him telling her that he has to call ICE to pick her up and the kid up, they're gonna report him. The bad men came and pulled their guns, and there ensued a nice gun war. So she got shot. So she asked Liam Neeson to take her son to her cousin in Chicago, and he decides that he's going to take the little boy, and he goes on a road trip to Chicago. Unbeknownst to him, the drug dealer saw him going into the place to collect the little boy, and then the drug dealer decided to trail him and trap him so he can kill him and the little boy.
Oh boy.
Alright, so that's The Marksman. It's really good. It's really good, and you can check it out on Amazon Prime. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed The Marksman. Really did. Alrighty, coming shows. I have one coming show, and that's it. Then that will be it for today. I have one coming show. Mayfair Witches. It's coming to AMC. It's been announced for a while now. I'm not sure what date it's gonna air. I don't see anything. I haven't seen any poster. The only thing they have told us is that they have the star is gonna star Alexandra Daddario. I think that's how she say her name. She's gonna play Rowan, who is the brilliant doctor who is the heir apparent of a family of powerful witches. Anne Rice and her son was executive producers on this, and Anne Rice has passed away, so now it's left up to her son Christopher to make sure it's the best that it can be. The series will air on AMC and AMC Plus. It's going to be made from the book The Witching Hour. There's 3 books: The Witching Hour, Lasher, and Talos. So we're not sure how they're gonna do it yet because we haven't seen anything. They're supposed to be, I don't know if they're filming. I haven't seen anything else, but I know it's coming to AMC shortly. There's a Facebook group, you can join that if you wish to. It's called the Mayfair Witches. Alrighty, and those are the shows that we watched on Netflix, Amazon Prime, and the one I did one coming show. I'll do a couple more next time we come back because I do have a few more. All right, let me do these since I have them right here. Some new movies that are coming to the theater soon. This movie will be in the theater August the 5th. It's Easter Sunday, and it's starring Joy Coy. He's a comedian. You have watched a couple of his series.
He's very funny. He's very good.
Black Side, it's Michelle Monaghan and Jai Courtney. I think this is on Amazon Prime. Is it Amazon Prime? I think it's on Amazon Prime right now. So those are two shows that I'll be watching. And if the Black Site is up on Amazon Prime, I'm going to be watching it. I'll tell you about it next week. Alrighty? Be well. I'll tell you about it next week, as I said. Be well, be blessed, and have a great, great, great rest of the week. Bye.